Hey, Shalom. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Akafadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopefully elect. Shalom. Yahweh, being in the name of God, who the world ignorantly calls God. Bahashem, in the name. Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Again, it's not God, it's not Jesus Christ, it's Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Those are the true names of the Heavenly Father and His Son, and those are the names you are going to need to call on in these times to come and save you. Ain't no other name given among men whereby we must be saved. The only true name is going to save you is Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. And they're coming back to redeem the 1/3 of the elect, which you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native, and Seminole Indians. And 2/3 are slated for a sore destruction. This your brother Shathak Shar, and I'm coming back with another quick lesson. Basically going into the word fear. I had ran across, some more scriptures, and it's in the Apocrypha, and I wanted to jump into it, man, because it's beautiful. Because as the scriptures say, the beginning of knowledge is fear. Proverbs 1:7. And inside this truth, we gotta have, reference, which means respect to a person that you care about. And if you care about Yahweh Shemashah and truly love him, you will have that fear within you. This ain't a fear of terror, being afraid of him, but having that fear, which means goes into respect, you see, reference. And inside this truth, you gotta have that, because this is a great benefit, being sheltered, delivered, this gives escape from death, and you not, plagued, with evil, it's a great benefit to have. It's having that fear, and also you have protection, security, because matter of fact, I'm gonna get it real quick and we're gonna jump back, because this is Psalms 34 and 7. This is Psalms 34 and 7. It says, "And the angel of Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him, and delivereth him." So Yahweh Shemashah has angels surrounding like a guard, like a shield, having a defense where nothing can touch you, nothing can do nothing unto you. It says in the NLT, it says, "For the angel of Yahweh is a guard," right? He surrounds and defends all who fear him. So if you had that fear within you, you are protected. You are, defended by Yahweh Shemashah, man. Having a shield around you, security, you see. And you got to have that fear. If you don't have that fear, then you don't have protection. Yahweh Shemashah is not dealing with anyone that doesn't fear him. Because if you don't fear him, then you are not protected. It says, this is Psalms 34 and 21. It says, "Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate." You see, evil shall slay the wicked. Calamity will surely overtake the wicked. You know, because wicked people doesn't fear Yahweh Shemashah. Therefore, it's left unprotected. You know, they don't have protection. You see, you don't want to be in that case. You don't want to be like one that doesn't fear Yahweh Shemashah. Then you basically caught lacking. You know, like having no protection, no one guarding you, no one looking over you while you sleep. You see, no one protecting you on your journeys when you leave from home. You know, you don't want to be like that. Let's get another one in Proverbs where it says where he won't be visited with evil. I think it's in Proverbs 10. This is a good one. This is Proverbs 10 and 27. It says, the fear of Yahweh prolongeth days, but the years of the wicked shall be shortened. It says in the NLT, it says, fear of the Lord lendeth one's life, but the years of the wicked are cut short. You know, the years of the wicked are cut short because they doesn't reference Yahweh Shemashah. They doesn't have respect. And wicked people tend to disrespect Yahweh Shemashah, man. Like the 2/3 of our people, they don't fear Yahweh Shemashah. That's why they do what they do. This is Proverbs 10 and 29. It says, the way of Yahweh is strength unto the upright, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. You see? So if you enter that wicked lifestyle, then destruction is on the way, soon to be here for you. You know? It says in the NLT, it says, the way of Yahweh is a stronghold to those with integrity, but destroys the wicked. And the wicked doesn't have integrity. You know, let's look up this word real quick. Integrity. It says the quality of being honest and having a strong moral principles, moral uprightness, the state of being whole and undivided. You see, honesty, having honesty, you know, and the wicked doesn't have that. You see, their way is of the darkness, man. Their way is of wickedness and folly, and they will soon be perished. They will soon perish. Verse 30 says, the righteous shall never be removed, but the wicked shall not inherit the earth. The wicked is not going to be able to inherit the earth. You know, man should not be established by wickedness. And this kingdom that we live in, you see, doesn't fear Yahweh Shemashah at all. Therefore, this kingdom that we live in will not stand their ways of wickedness. It says, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. You see, and this kingdom that we live in That's their whole motive, is pushing forth them that wickedness and folly. You see, escapes. Hold on. Hold on. I want that other scripture. Hopefully I can find it. AJ. Oh, typing too fast. Psalms ain't the one I'm looking for. Yeah, call out your bunch of my shot. It's Psalms 14. Proverbs 14, 27. It says, let's start at 26. It says, in the fear of Yahweh is strong confidence, and his children shall have a place of refuge. The ones who fear Yahweh Bashar will be secure, be sustained and kept, having refuge, being sheltered, for the ones who fear Yahweh Bashar as a place of safety, a place of refuge. Verse 27, it says, the fear of Yahweh is the foundation of life, to depart from the snares of death. This offers escape from the death. You see, and having fear is like a life-giving fountain. That's the light of brain. You see, keeping you from the dangers, being, sheltered and kept from harm. For the ones who fear Yahweh Bashar, found a good resting place to be, and it's in the arms of Yahweh Bashar for those who fear him. You see, it always says for those who fear the Lord, man, those who fear Yahweh Bashar, have favor in Yahweh Bashar. For those who don't fear, they won't have no type of, benefits at all. None whatsoever. You see, let's go back. This is Ecclesiasticus, known as Sirach 34 and 13. It says, the spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live. You see, the spirit of those that fear the Lord shall live, for their hope is in him. And we're going to continue to hope in Yahweh Bashar. Let's look up this word hope. For that word hope. a feeling of an expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen. A feeling of trust, right? And we trust Yahweh Shema Shah. We have a strong confidence in him. It says a feeling of an expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen. And we desire for something to happen, and that's salvation. Being delivered. And we're going to continue to hope in Yahweh Shema Shah. It says, the fear of those that fear the Lord shall live, for their hope is in him that saveth them. And we waiting to be set free. We waiting for our deliverance. We waiting for Yahweh Shema Shah, to come to our rescue. It says, verse 14, whoso feareth the Lord shall not fear nor be afraid. For he is his hope. Who? Yahweh Shema Shah. We're going to continue to rely on him. We're going to continue to have a strong confidence in Yahweh Shema Shah, man. Verse 15, it says, blessed is the soul of him that feareth the Lord. And it continue to keep saying fear. This is what you got to have. You see? Because like when you read 12, it says, I was oftentimes in danger of death, yet I was delivered because of these things. Because of these things that this man was delivered. This man was kept. This man has a safe place. You see? Reference. You got to have respect for Yahweh Shema Shah. If you don't have that, then you won't be protected at all, man. You see? Let's read this again. Read on. In 14, it says, whoso feareth the Lord shall not fear nor be afraid, for he is his hope. Yahweh Shema Shah. It says, blessed is the soul of him that feareth the Lord. Blessed goes into favor. You see? It says, to whom doth he look, and who his strength is his strength. You see, that's Yahweh Shema Shah. He's our strength. It says, verse 16, for the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him. You see, if you love Yahweh Shema Shah, then his eyes is looking out for you. His eyes is locked in on you, keeping you from danger, making sure you won't stumble and fall. You see, it says, for the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him. He is their mighty protection. Like I always say, Yahweh Shema Shah is our mighty hero, just as well as our mighty protection, like the scriptures say. It says, strong and strong stay, a defense from heat. Right? It says a cover from the sun at noon. You know how it be super hot outside and you get up under the shade? Hey, Yahweh Shema Shah is going to cover the ones who fear him when that destruction being played off in Babylon the Great, or them nuclear missiles is shot off. And the only ones that truly fear Yahweh Shema Shah are the elect. And we as the prophets standing in the stead of fearing Yahweh Shemashah, we hope to be those elect men that be kept from danger. That be kept from the destruction. You see, that is sheltered, having a place of safety, having a place of refuge in a time of trouble. You see, only the ones that fear Yahweh Shemashah will have this type of protection, this type of defense mechanism, this mighty protection, man. Right? It says a preservation from stumbling and help from falling. Yahweh Shemashah is looking after the ones that had that fear, that truly love. And when you love someone, you will fear that person that you love rather than just love, because you can love someone and still hurt the one that you love. But if you fear that person that you love, you will keep yourself in line, right? Because fear won't let you cross the line of disrespect. This is why we fear Yahweh Shemashah. You got to have that fear. If you don't, shit, you gonna be out here doing some whole bunch of madness. Look at these other camps, right? They don't fear Yahweh Shemashah. This is why they continue to do so much wickedness. You see? So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying to the election of Israel. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Akafadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Till the next time I say, Shalom.